Hello, hello, it's Carrie, So Much Glitter. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad to have you here. If you guys have not gone ahead and subscribed to my channel yet, please do so and turn the little notification bell on so you know when I come out with new content. So today I'm creating my craft roulette card, and I do have to tell you that this is my second craft roulette card because I did create a craft roulette card yesterday after work, and I thought I was filming and I was not. And then I was having issues with my phone. So technical difficulties seem to be my theme of the week, but I think I have it situated. I'm in a little bit of a better spot and I've understood what's going on. But I did create this yesterday, which I don't know if I'm going to turn this in as my craft roulette card or what we're going to create today as my craft roulette card. But I do know that the parameters are... Okay, so I do know that the parameters are a Dutch door, bird feeder, the element is October, and the random is polka dots. So let me see how I can kind of incorporate that into this. So this, and we're creating for episode 289. So I'm going to set this aside. And this is a Dutch door card, which I created. Colors are bird feeder, which I interpreted that as very natural, things that you would put in a bird feeder. So I have, the nature in the background. I Googled it and it said bird feeders need to generally be green or silver, very natural colors to attract birds. So if we're thinking bird feeder of the actual bird feeder, I am covered. I've got the natural colors and I have the silver. But the element is October, and I made this like a Halloween card, a very like fun witchy card, and I used the transparencies from Michaels, and the random are polka dots. So what I did for the random and polka dots here is I used the little magic bubbles coming out from the witch's cauldron as my polka dots. So that is the craft roulette card that I created yesterday that I thought I was filming, but I was not. And I'm going to go ahead and set that aside, and we're going to create another one today and see how we can kind of stretch our brains and get in our stretchy pants, which thank goodness it's after work and I am, and it's Wednesday, and thank God tomorrow's Thursday, Friday Eve. We're almost there. Okay, so I am going to do a Dutch door project with this, but I'm going to do a little bit differently than how I did this. I'm going to keep the A2 the same. The bird feeder colors, I'm just going to do real natural colors. I'm going to have like the greens and all of that. Element is October. I don't quite know how I'm going to incorporate that, except I think I might use the little bit of the scarier looking cottage, and then that will kind of suffice as maybe that's the witch's cottage for October. Polka dots, don't know how I'm going to incorporate that yet either, but I think I have an idea. So let's get started. I do have some things off to the side from Sweet Pea Curiosities that I really like. This is from Elizabeth at Petals and Parchment, and these are all digital products. And then I have my A2 card. I have a white one, and then I have a craft one. So I think I want to do the craft colored. And then I have this Natural Vellum Recollections pack, which I just purchased. And it was buy one, get one 50% off. So I had, and then their Christmas paper was on sale, their Christmas paper packs. So I did grab that. I do not know what sheet of vellum I want to use, but because we're calling for polka dots, I think I might use the music vellum. Because the music notes on there could be declared polka dots. I could use this as well because the punctuations in here would be declared polka dots. I don't know how I want to do that. I thought I wanted to use this, but I'm not sure that that's what I want to do. I really like this. I think I'm going to use the music sheet, but there are two different music sheet ones in here. And this is like a real transparent one, which, you know, if we're going to be living in like a fun little natural cottage, we want to, I'm just picturing that we're listening to like natural music and we hear it. But I don't know if I want to do the faded one or the more pronounced one. So let's see. Have everything fall down in front of me. I don't want to start tearing sheets out of this and then having them loosely flying away because this was a fairly expensive pack, but it's very small. So this just comes through on here in the background, which I think is kind of nice. So let's look at the other music notes, the ones that are a little bit more pronounced here. And excuse my rustling of the papers, but you know, we're in the craft room. Those are the sounds that we get. Or we have that. I think I like this a little bit better because we know more of what's going on. So I'm going to feel free to tear this sheet out, put this aside, and get out my paper trimmer. I hope everyone is having a fabulous day. I just released a video last night, I believe, for a follow-up to my live that kind of got busted. So you want to go check that out. I had the orientation on my phone wrong, which, you know, fine, it happens. So we're going to do 4 1/4 to 5 1/2. And I'm just going to put this right back in the paper sheet where it came from because it's pretty flimsy. 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Let's go ahead and adjust a little bit bigger here. Okay. There we go. So we have this, and this is going to take up the inside of it, and it's going to take up the whole background. It was kind of my goal. Maybe I'm going to trim that down just a tad. But anyway, so that video came out. I've been having issues with my phone since last Sunday, since I did the live, and I've been having storage issues, which was really surprising for me because I did not know that I was low on storage in my phone, but I guess that makes sense. My grandson takes up half of my phone, as well as my crafty stuff, and me and my BFF send videos back and forth to each other. So, Dutch door. What I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this down, and if we know Dutch doors at all, they don't necessarily need to be cut right in half. Mostly they are not cut right in half. Mostly one slice is bigger than the other. So since I am going to be doing this a little bit differently, I'm probably still going to do one, like the differential in size. So let's see, how do I want to do this? So this wingspan is like 8 1/2. Let's see, I don't know. I'm just going to eyeball it because it's the end of the day and this is what we're doing. So okay, so that's what I'm going to do. So this is going to be like my Dutch door. One side is a little bit bigger than the other. It's more pronounced on this card than it was my last one, but I'm not worried. I'm going to cut this one off and then just save that as a scrap. So I hope I'm in frame for you. Go ahead and fold this because, like I said in the past, I do use 140-pound cardstock for my card bases, which I'm a little bit getting away from because I'm really starting to layer my cards up, and that's not completely necessary. Because once you get like the card layered up, you don't need that really heavyweight cardstock. It's pretty sturdy on its own. Okay. And like I said in my video that you're not going to get to see, that I thought I was filming yesterday, but my phone said, no, you're not going to be filming anything. I'm fairly disappointed in the glue stick that I recently purchased. And it's a really good brand. Everyone has really good things to say about it, but it's just not as sturdy as what I'm used to. I'm used to like a really thick and sturdy paper glue. And I think that's more for like junk journaling, like paper on paper and collaging and things like that. So I forgot to put the lid on my glue yesterday. So I'm going to try to open this up. My other phone over here is updating all of a sudden, so I'm not going to be able to go back and look at the parameters. Hopefully we'll have them memorized at this point. But I'm just going to simply glue the outer edges and nothing in the middle in case if you do get to see some of that glue. I think it should be fine because that's what I did over here with the transparency, and now that it's all dry and everything, because the glue that I use dries clear. Most of our paper glue that we use as paper crafters it dries clear. So we don't really have to worry about that. We just kind of want to worry about like any wrinkling or whatever. This is vellum, so it might take a little bit of extra time for this to adhere. I'm getting glue everywhere. I can feel it. Okay, so we're just gonna kind of leave that alone for a little bit, kind of smush that in. That gets rid of those lines. And set this aside, and I'm gonna start cutting out over here. I'm gonna do some fussy cutting, and so for our October element, I am going to use the little bit darker and scarier looking, if you will, little cabin, like a little nature cabin. Like at this point in my week, yes, take me away. I would love to be in nature with my own little cabin at the end of a road where you have to ring the bell twice for me to come and get you with the gate, and be listening to some fairy music or some nature music. And yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. It's been a little bit of a tiring week, but that's okay. I have a pretty easy homework week this week, which is really nice. So I have to take the good with the bad. We had a little bit of a scare with my grandson earlier this week. He's perfectly fine. He's healthy. He's happy. He's just a very curious little boy. So, mom and dad, get ready for him being a toddler. And I'm going to have to tell myself that a few times too, because it's so much different when it's your grandchild compared to your child. I have a completely different motto as a grandma as compared to being a mom, even now with when my son says stuff is wrong with him. I'm like, but are you bleeding? Are you using all your faculties like you're supposed to be? Maybe drink some water and take a nap, or, you know, it's just different. It's just different. So now I understand my mom a lot more now, which is silly because I was like, I'll never understand why, you know, I was a young mom, but why are you nicer to my kids than you were to me? She's like, I'm not raising them every day. You're raising them every day. So there's that. I hope you're all having a fabulous week. Did you submit your Craft Roulette card? Let me know in the comments below. Craft Roulette card is due today. So this private submission, like the member submission, not private, the member submission window closes today, I believe at, I can never remember the time, you guys. I think it's 10 p.m. my time, which would be midnight Mary's time. So I am on the West Coast in California, Southern California. I'm in San Diego. So anyway, so that's what it would be. That's kind of how it always turns out to be. So I'm going to go ahead and upload this right away. So that's 2 videos I kind of uploaded really back to back, but that's by accident because I've been having the technical difficulties, not understanding like what's going on with my phone and yada yada. Okay, I still think I'm going to ink up around the edge, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this more of an open concept Dutch door, right? I'm going to put this on the edge. I'm not very inclined to even put anything back here because I like the craft. I really do. Let's do something pretty natural on the outside. I know we have some wild honey. That tends to be a little bit bright for me. I could do tea dye. I could do walnut stain. Let me see. Tattered rose, like, oh, brushed corduroy. That's one of my favorites. I think that's too close to the craft. So I could do like a tattered rose. That would be nice and soft. And I think that's going to match what I want to go on the inside. So let's ink this up. For my tattered rose, I always use my natural like my neutral brush, and then I just wipe it off on my microfiber next to me. And as you can see, I didn't probably clean it off as good as I should have last time I used it, but no worries, no worries. So just kind of brush this around the edges, and what this does is inking up the edges, as you probably know, if you're crafting and you're following Craft Roulette and all the fabulous experts there. But this just softens up the edges, and it hides a lot of your like cut lines and mistakes, because fussy cutting is kind of an art. Either you love it or you hate it. Some people call it cussy cutting. I love it. It's very therapeutic for me. It's very relaxing. But I'm not always going to have a smooth cut, right? So I'm just going to glue this down here. And that's going to be the front of the card, basically. I'm just going to put glue on the bottom of here as I knock everything over in the meantime. And I'm just going to lay this down here. And I did not get any glue overage. I do, however, want to ground this just a little bit because it's a house in the ground, of course. But, you know, you have all that grounding there. But I do want to ground it. I like to use pumice stone for grounding. a lot. I could just make like a darker brown is what I could do, or I could use like a gray. That would be nice. It's just kind of giving it like a little bit of like a shadow. Heck, I could even do like tea dye, or yeah, this is tea dye. This is Tattered Rose. I could do tea dye. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I thought for some reason, I thought I said that was tea dye, but okay. So I'm just gonna take the same, and I'm just gonna kind of on the bottom, and this is gonna almost just be like a shadow, to be honest with you, but it kind of gives it, if you can tell, it just gives it the little bit of difference between the tea dye and the craft. So you see just a slight, like an ombre, if you will. Little stuff like that, sometimes I get fussy, and I don't know, I don't always, but sometimes I do. And just now I was like, that's too much of the same. Everything that's too samey for me kind of, you know, gets on my nerves. We could put something back here, which is what I might do, because that's way too much white space for me. So I did not think that far ahead. What I did think of though, is I wanted to maybe make this a spot, excuse me, for a gift card holder. I've been talking to clients and things all day, and I've been outside all day looking for certain clients. So I've been in the elements, but it was very nice today, so it's fine. I could put this just in the back right here. I wanted to make this like a little bit of a gift card holder. I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to ink up the back of the house, and I'm going to make this like a pocket right here so we can put the gift card in and out, so it just looks less white. And then I'm going to put one of these fun little girls here, and maybe I want to use like the rocking chair or something. I don't know. I might just put like one of the girls in here, I think. And then we could just write like a little note if we want to. You can't write on the vellum, but we could save this spot for writing a note as well, which is maybe what I'll do. That's what I'll do. And we'll do the gift card on the other side. Okay, so we're just gonna ink this up on the other side. See if I think about it just enough, I can kind of talk myself into something, right? Okay, so I'm gonna stick with this. I think I like it like this, and I'm going to make this like a little gift card holder, but I am going to put one of the little girls' pictures in here, and that's really gonna be it for this card. Nothing too complicated. We want to keep it fairly simple for some self-care during the week. I did that completely backwards. It's vellum, it'll wipe off easier. It's going to be the opposite of what I wanted, but it's okay. Or no, it's not. I did it right. I don't know what I was thinking. So yeah, when we want to kind of take part in self-care during the week, we have to really do that like in moderation around here, because we may be running out of time. These little girls just make me so happy. I think they are so cute. I got these from Marisa at Sweet Pea Curiosity, same as the mixed media flower. And then this came from Elizabeth at Petals and Parchment. I will go ahead and link Marisa down below. I really, really like her because she's cute. Her, like we're hiding in nature. That's what we're doing, right? These girls are just too cute. I really like her down. I like them all. Let's just say I really like her down here because there's just a hue of color, and she's kind of like highlighted. You know, she's got like a little highlight around her with the coloring. So I think I'm gonna go with her. And we could stick this in here for our friend. This could be like an encouragement card. This could be a birthday card. This could be anything. It could be a celebration card. It could be like, hey, I know you've had a really hard week. Let's go hide in our cabin in the woods and have some fairy music going on and hide in nature. Plant a garden, whatever. Okay, so I'm going to tea dye around this as well because this paper is white core, and this will give it just a little bit of pop so it stands out and it doesn't get lost in the white paper, because she does have like a little bit of a lighter background that kind of highlights her, which is very pretty. That's what I like. Okay, we're gonna write our message here. We're gonna put our little picture in here. I think that that's going to be cute. We could put like a gift card in here, and this is going to be a fun little surprise. That's going to be it for the card today. Something simple. We're going to stamp the back of it with our personalized stamp. We don't ever want to forget to do that. I have that over here. Let me get my VersaFine Onyx Black. I love this stuff. I think I've mentioned this before though, because if you watch Biddy Penny, I do watch Biddy Penny. I've been having a hard time catching her lives though, because she goes on so stinking early, and she's earlier than me because she's in Texas. So she's in a whole way earlier time zone. Like, she's 2 hours ahead of me. So if she goes on at 5, it's like 3 a.m. for me. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to get up and watch a live and participate. So I kind of I'm part of her replay crew most of the time. Saturday mornings, I really try to catch her unless I have something going on. But that's going to be the card. I don't know, honestly, which one I'm going to submit. So we have the card that I made yesterday, Dutch Door. We have the polka dots. We have the bird feeder colors. You know, October, because we have, you know, the whole witchy vibe going on. But this is just another version of that a little bit. We've got like the little witch's cottage here out in nature. So that's October. We have polka dots going on with the music notes. We have the bird feeder color with, I'm just using natural colors for bird feeder color. And what else was it? October, hold on, my phone over here that I look at restarted. That's not going to help me, is it? Project was Dutch Door. Colors were bird feeder. Element was October. Random was polka dots. I think I got it all. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, I have these two. I'm going to post them both. I hope you let me know in the comments below which was your favorite version of Dutch Door, and if you submitted your craft roulette card. I am almost at Club 52. Very excited about that. I hope you enjoy some self-care time with the rest of your week, and you're able to escape in nature as well. Bye guys, have a great day.